So what's in your snack? My name is Dustin Riechmann from FireCreek Snacks, and we are going to spend the next couple of minutes digging into how to really read nutrition fact labels and ingredient lists for any of your favorite snacks, or really anything when you're taking your next trip to the grocery store or the convenience store, so you can really understand exactly what you're getting. I'm the lesser known of the two here at FireCreek Snacks. You guys have heard a lot from Ryan. He's the founder. He's the kind of the genius behind creating the snacks, and I help a lot more behind the scenes with marketing and operations and things like that. But Ryan and I do have something in common, and that's that we're both label readers. I've been a label reader for a long time for kind of health and fitness reasons, always been kind of a low carb guy. But in recent times, two of my daughters ended up getting diagnosed with some gluten intolerance. So now my wife and I are very vigilant about everything that we bring into our home and making sure it doesn't contain gluten or wheat. Ryan's son, one of his twin sons, has a nut allergy, so they have their own reasons to do the same. So I've learned a lot about reading labels, and I wanted to show you a couple of examples. To start, this is actually the back of our current carton design, and we could look right on here and see exactly what that is. But all this information is a little easier to read, and you can copy and paste it from our website. So at firecreeksnacks.com/nutrition, you can see each of the three flavors of sticks, as well as our rubs. And basically, what you're going to be looking for are two things. The Nutrition Facts label, which is heavily regulated by the USDA, so we have to send all our stuff in to them before we can do any kind of label or carton and get approvals. And then you'll see the ingredient list, usually just below that, or sometimes adjacent to it. So you guys are probably familiar with this, but it gives you the serving size, servings per container. Depending on how you're trying to eat and what you want your snack to do for you, some of these things are going to be a lot more important than others. So most people do care about calories. It's kind of the total calories in. This is an original FireCreek stick that we're looking at here, the full 1 ounce size. If you're a vegetarian, you're not going to want to eat our sticks. Also, if you have some reason not to eat, fat, again, you probably wouldn't want to eat a meat snack because they're all generally going to have a higher fat count. So we do have 10 grams of fat. But what we don't have, which most people are interested in, is much sugar. It's actually less than a gram of sugar, and less than, it shows 0% because it's actually less than one total carbohydrate. This, again, is kind of a little a funky thing about the way USDA approves these labels. But yeah, we're going to have some salt, we're going to have some cholesterol, and then we're going to have some fat. But we're not going to have sugar, and we've got a lot of protein. So generally people want a protein snack, something like FireCreek, because it's clean and it's keto friendly, low carb. It gives you some hearty protein without any kind of sugar rush or without any kind of blood sugar spike that would result from that. And then down here you just have vitamins. We've got some iron because we're meat, but nothing in the way of vitamin A or C. So that is Nutrition Facts. I'm going to bring over, I just grabbed this off Amazon. I won't name names, but you can read. This is another leading snack brand, and this is one of their sticks. So we're going to come back to the ingredients list, but we can just look at their nutrition facts to kind of compare and contrast. A little higher in calories. This is a similar size stick. A little higher in fat. About the same as far as sugar goes. A lot more salt, a lot more sodium, and actually a little less protein. And they've got a little vitamin A in here for whatever reason, and some calcium, which might indicate there's some dairy. So so if you just looked at these two things, they actually look quite similar, and you might think, it's similar product, similar health attributes. However, let's look back at ingredients. So on the FireCreek side, one thing you'll see is that we don't have any bolded contains, colon, blah, blah, blah. And those are the major allergens that the USDA makes people disclose. We don't have any of those. So we don't have any wheat, soy, dairy, gluten, those types of things, nuts. So we don't have any of those listed. And then our ingredients list is really simple. So it's meat, it's beef and pork, some salt, some sugar, a little citric acid, and some celery juice, which is part of our preservation process, and then just spices, basically. And we're in a beef collagen casing. So all very simple, no 5-syllable words, nothing weird in here. Again, I'm not picking on this, but I want you to understand that even though the nutrition facts seem similar, the ingredients tell a very different story. They have beef and pork in this one as well. They also have mechanically separated chicken. We don't have anything mechanically separated in a FireCreek stick. And on the surface, it's a much longer list. There's a lot more ingredients. And if you look at some of these things, dextrose, there's maltodextrin, there is caramel coloring, so some artificial coloring. They've got their spices, and then you start getting into those 5-syllable words. So disodium inosinate, I think, and disodium guanylate, and hydrolyzed soy protein, lactic acid. So there's some stuff in here that I don't even know what it is, and I'm pretty into snacks. I'm pretty into label reading. I can't pronounce some of these things. I don't know what they are. I don't know what they're for. We don't need them in the way that we produce our snack, and we don't use any liquid smoke or anything like that. Everything we do actually runs through a real hickory smokehouse, so it's a very natural, old-fashioned way of doing things. So we don't have any artificial preservatives or 5-syllable words in ours. And then here you can see contains soy, contains wheat. So as a household that has 2 gluten intolerant girls, they couldn't eat this because wheat indicates gluten. Gluten comes from wheat. So if you're gluten-free, you couldn't eat this. We are currently doing our next generation of packaging for the actual film for this individual snack sticks, and we're really excited about it. And you can see we're leading with some of these things that make us special. We are gluten-free and soy-free. We have less than a gram of sugar, 7 grams of protein. We don't have any MSG. We actually don't have any nitrates or nitrites, except there's some natural stuff in the celery powder that we use. But when some people have heart problems and things like that, they can't have nitrates. We can lead with that because it's sincere. We've got our approvals from USDA for all our claims. And this is another thing that we're really proud of, that we're a product of the USA. And so a lot of snacks, especially a lot of meat, gets sourced from other countries. Argentina and Australia are 2 of the big ones, New Zealand. And so they can't say that everything, their packaging or their raw materials or whatever, or even their manufacturing might be outside the U.S. Everything is Midwest, USA for FireCreek, and we intend to always keep it that way. So we proudly put the product of the USA. This new label is going to be full-length film, real soft to the touch, really nice premium, easy to open. And then what's also cool about it is the backside. We're going to have each individual stick, so if you hand some to friends at a baseball game or whatever, they can actually see the ingredients right on the stick, not just on the carton. It's got all the ingredients and all the same information right there. Hope you enjoyed this little look behind the scenes. Hopefully it'll make you a little better consumer of your snacks, and always be questioning what's really in there, and understand that if you can't pronounce it, it might not be the best thing for you to consume in your diet. Thanks, guys.